Good morning everyone. So today I will teach about construction management and the part is network analysis. The network analysis is the part of, it is a method which is used in construction method. Means there is two method. One is CPM and another is PERT. P-E-R-T. There are two terms. One is CPM, another is PERT. CPM means we can speak CPM means critical path method, and the PERT means program evaluation review technique. So before we know about the CPM and PERT, first of all we know some terms like there are two terms used. One is activity, another is event. In CPM or PERT method, there are two terms used. One is activity, another is event. So first of all, we know about the activity. What is activity? Activity is a performance. What performance? The performance which is related to the construction work. So activity is a performance of particular to the operation which consumes some time or resources. This is activity. And event. What is event? Event means if you say about the activity, one activity is comes between two events. So event mainly shows the two instantaneous point, that is one a start point or one a end point of each activity. If there is 5 members of activity, each activity have 2 points, means one start point, another the end point. These are the event. And activity which are denoted as capital letter, means A, B, C and D. Like that. In capital letter we can denote the activity. And the event we can denote it as the number 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So activity denoted as in capital letter and event denoted as in numbers. Suppose here an activity. Suppose here is an activity that is A, and between A there are two events. One is number 1, event 1, second is event 2. And the activity that consumes time, that is denoted as, we can write as T subscript 1, 2. We can write like that. T subscript 1, 2 means the time of that activity, means activity of A, that is the time between the event 1 and 2. Suppose the time is 3 days. So we can write here A within bracket 3. It may be 3 days, it may be 3 weeks, it may be 3 months. We can say. So again here we represent a arrow mark. What arrow mark represents? That arrow mark represents the progress of work. Progress of works means the work is moves from 1 to 2, not 2 to 1. That arrow mark represents the progress of work. Or that event means event 1 or event 2. We can write here E1 or we can write here E2. E1 represents the event 1 and E2 is represent event 2. So that E2 is known as head event. Head event. Or that event 1 is known as tail event. that name is comes from that arrow, means the arrowhead event is known as head event and the back event is tail event. The next part is there are event, means there is two types of event. One is preceding event, another is succeeding event. So the first of all we know about the what is preceding event and what is succeeding event. There is an example. Suppose here event 1, then event 2, then event 3. If I say about the event 2, then I can say the activity 2 is preceding by 1, and again that 2 represents 2 is succeeding by 3. If there are 3 number of events, we can represent the middle event in this way. 2 is preceding by 1 means the event 1 comes before the event 2, and the event 2 which is again before that event 3, or you can say the event 3 is comes after the event 2. The preceding event means that is before completion that event. Succeeding is so after completion event. There are two terms, one is preceding event, another is succeeding event, or you may say preceding activity or succeeding activity. Then another new terms, that is EST and LFT. There are again two terms, EST and LFT. EST means earliest starting time, and that LFT means latest finish time. That 2 times every event have, or every activity have, there are 2 type of time. One is EST, another is LFT. Suppose I write here A and write here B. So activity A has 2 part, here EST, here LFT, like that. If the activity B, there is also 2 part, one is EST, another is LFT. Okay, so EST, LFT. EST, if A is the starting activities, the EST of starting activity is always 0. Okay, the EST of starting activity is always 0. And if I say about the activity B, that is the last activity. The last activity of 2 time, that is EST and LFT, always same. If there is 2, then the LFT is also 2. And the starting of event is both 2 times is always 0. Means the starting activity have that 2 time, means EST and LFT both are 0, and the last activity have that 2 time EST LFT is always same. That is the 2 key point. Okay, then next, one example. Suppose activity, here prerequisite activity, and here time or estimated time, whatever you say. So activity, suppose I take A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Suppose the prerequisite activity, that is of A, is none, and B is also none, C is also none, D is the prerequisite activity is A, and E of prerequisite activity is B, and F of prerequisite activity is C. Then G, the prerequisite activity of G is D and E, and H of prerequisite activity is G and I of prerequisite activity is F. Suppose first we take the first activity, that is A. First we see that three activity A, B, C, all of the prerequisite activity is none. So here the starting event, we can show the work as a starting event. Here three numbers of activity comes, here A, here B and C. Why? Because the prerequisite activity is known. So it is the start event. Then we progress. Then A, B, C. Then after D comes. It is the prerequisite activity is A. Means D comes after A. So here event 2, and the activity is D, or here event 3, here event 4. Then E is the prerequisite activity of E is B, means here E. Then F, the prerequisite of F is C, so here F. Again after these three, then G comes. G, the prerequisite of activity G is D and E, means these are merging. This is the 5 number of event, and that is the activity G. Then H, the prerequisite of activity H is G, that is H. Then I is prerequisite of F. So here an activity I can write 6, I can write 7, and that is the I, and that is the finish point. I can write here 8. This is the finish. In this way we can draw the network diagram. Thank you.